I'm gonna close that door. Okay, Robert.
Call meeting to order. Commissioners, please rise. Pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And we pray, O Lord God, we come before you in prayer, acknowledging the blessing of government and administration. You are a God of order and have blessed us with the establishment of governing officials to provide civil harmony and concord. Be with us in this meeting. Give us strength and wisdom to pursue goals which please you. Grant us the courage to support those things which are right and according to your ordinances. For we ask it in Christ's name. Amen.
Let's see here. Roll call, please.
Yeah. Clifford Tellini,
Here.
Robert Britsky, Robin Hughes,
Here.
Joe Libby. Here. Robert Crook. Here, excuse me.
Okay. Approval of the agenda. I got some additions. Oh, unfinished business. Number 2, District 4 Health Corporate Appropriations. And numbers, new business. Number 7, Sheriff's Department. Who explain? Does anybody else have anything?
I do not.
Is there a motion to approve the amended agenda?
Motion that we approve the agenda.
Or support, motion support. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Conflict disclosure, does anybody have any conflict, anything on the agenda? Nope, they can't move forward with. Hearing none, we'll move on to the minutes of the November 13th meeting.
I make a motion, we approve the minutes as presented.
Second.
Discussion. I might point out that the budget amendments. We got 2024 on there, but that's what was said.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to motion to rescind that and take a new vote on it because it's 2025's fiscal budget. It wasn't an error. He actually made the motion in 2024. Probably because I said it.
We can take care of that under unfinished
Yeah.
or during committee reports for finance probably, because it isn't on the agenda. So we'll put that under
Oh, yeah,
committee report.
we'll have to, yeah. Any discussion? Well, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Treasurer's report. Why didn't we put that on?
Good morning.
This is our summary for October of 2025. The taxes collected and spread as of October were 2 million. They're in October, $2,627,332.64 for a total of $5,001,347.38. DNR collected and spread as of October was 0. The total of general fund revenues for October was $2,832,858.45. Year to date, $2,877,995.02. The total general fund expenditures for October, $356,439.91, with a year to date of $5,711,353.47. The balance sheet change in fund equity is $3,186,506.43. Balance in the general checking, $6,264,078.09. The revenues were all normal, regular revenues. Expenses included, normal wages, back pay for the sheriff's deputies from the contract signings, insurance, pension, and routine monthly expenditures. As far as the treasurer's office, we did postings and personal service of 168 properties. These were for the 2023 taxes that are in forfeiture and will be foreclosed on April 1st, 2026, not paid in full. We were able to complete all of these between the dates of October 31st and November 3rd, and I'd like to thank everyone who helped us get that done timely and accurately. We did not have a minimum bid sale as all of our properties sold in the original auction held on September 3rd. We ended up with 52 parcels at that auction. We sold all of them for either equal to or in excess of our minimum bid, which cover our outstanding taxes and fees owed. 2 people filed their intent to claim excess proceeds by the deadline, so we will be taking care of this through the new excess proceeds procedure that runs through the circuit court. Delinquent tax collections are going well. We had 33 redemptions in October for the 2023 taxes and 10 so far in November since the posting took place. We currently have 158 parcels that have 2023 taxes owing, and those taxes do need to be paid in full by March 31st, 2026. The townships will begin collecting the winter 2025 taxes on December 1st. So we will begin seeing our winter levies in the county, at the county level, the first week of January. Those levies are senior services, senior transportation, resource recovery, district library, resource school, or COP, or anything services. Any questions?
Yeah, Val.
Yeah.
Year to date, we spent $5,711,853.47. Is that from January 1st till now?
No, that's year to date fiscal
Fiscal year.
July 1.
Okay, thank you.
And, do you anticipate, more redemptions of excess proceeds? Rolling into the future from past, when is that deadline?
Well,
I'm thinking about our exposed liability.
our exposed liability is that's all in that court system. It's
Right.
being handled. All those have already been filed. Our exposed liability sits at, I think it's $286,000.
And when does that start rolling off and we'll know what actual will be? It could take a year?
It could, because now there is another court case in the Supreme Court.
Oh, yay.
Big surprise. Yeah, that could affect this, because now there's a court case that is asking for not just the excess proceeds, but that people be given fair market value, even if it didn't sell at fair market value. So
That's ridiculous.
it just seems to keep on going.
Perpetually.
Yes. So we are still, paying an attorney every month.
At Michigan's Supreme Court,
No, the US Supreme Court.
no,
Mhm.
they took it all the way to there, right?
Yeah. Mhm. So this is
But the boss all the way to that.
right. Yeah. So
It all originated in Minnesota. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Is there a motion to receive the file?
Also, Mr. Chairman.
second,
Support. Motion support, roll call vote.
Robin Hughes,
yeah.
Robert Britsky,
Yes.
Joe Libby,
Yes.
Clifford Tolini,
Yes.
Robert Crook. Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, citizens appearing before the board. You have any? Seeing none. Move on to unfinished business. Hey, where's the audit plugged in here?
They're number one on new business.
Okay, great.
Gonna say, I hope I'm somewhere on there.
Short-term rental.
Yeah.
Finished business. You guys have a copy of the draft?
So I'm
It's
looking for.
pretty obvious the planning commission isn't going to include that in the ordinance, at least the members that we have there now because of the grandfather clause. You have a copy of it?
No,
They sent it to everybody.
Well, then, email copy if you need it.
You got a copy?
I think I'll know, man, so.
There you go. Basically, NIMCA did it. NIMSCA did that for
You want this,
Presque
Mr.
County.
Chairman?
I have,
You got one, Bill?
thank you.
Yeah,
Have you guys looked through it?
This is my first time, but
I think it looks
Are
good,
we gonna
Mr.
act on
Chairman.
it?
My question
We
is,
could if you're not comfortable, you know, and, I mean,
we could do a first reading of it because it's gonna take a couple of readings and then we'll vote on it
yeah,
subsequent meeting.
could do that.
my question is regarding the short-term rental. We have 14 townships in Presque County. How does this rental agreement affect each of the 14 townships?
Well, the townships, 3 of the townships have their own
They
zoning.
have their own, that means 11.
I don't
left.
know, I know our township has language in it, but I don't
Presque
know if
does.
Presque does, Presque does, because that's. a
So
carbon.
how would this impact Presque County? This short-term agreement, who does it reach out to?
All the other counties that fall in.
Township.
You mean the 8,
All the other
the
townships.
11 remaining townships?
Yeah.
Would be,
And typically, and we'll have to check with legal on this, but as a first reading, we would not act to enforce this or put it enacted today. But, we would have to reach out to legal to see if our ordinance is more restrictive than the township ordinances. Would this ordinance then take precedence
superseded.
from the county level being more stringent or with tighter controls?
Which it won't be for Presque and it won't be for Alice, but I don't know about Craigco.
Right, so, there's a few more steps we'd have to take if we wanted to take action on this board. And that would be, go through a first reading, run it through legal. Advise the townships that already have theirs in place and the other townships that this is being proposed at our
He'll give,
next meeting.
legal will give you a procedure called the fall.
Protocol.
So a first reading consists of what?
I'd read it.
You just read it individually,
No, I would read it to the group.
or you read the whole thing to our group, okay? You say next month we might be acting on this then?
Well, it depends on how, if council gets back with it.
Right.
I would say for sure, but first quarter of the year.
Is it the intention of this board that we, conduct a first reading, or is this for review for first reading at our next meeting?
I was kind of wanting to push it on because these people have been waiting 2 years.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Joe, what do you think? Is this gonna help you? Your department?
Yeah.
Okay,
We get calls on it, it definitely wouldn't.
okay, that's important. Okay, thank you.
Or do you guys, if you guys haven't read it, I mean. We could do the first reading. On the first meeting of December. I mean, I got it out to you guys in time. I read it 3 or 4 times already.
We have to do it for the public though.
Yeah,
It looks good, Mr. Chairman,
we could read it to the public's here.
but it won't be a 5 minute.
You want the
reading.
clerk to read it?
Quite a few words in here.
Want the clerk to read it?
No, I can do it. Presque County, Michigan, ordinance number, it's not been assigned a number yet, short-term rental ordinance, an ordinance to adopt short-term rental regulations to promote the public health, safety, and general welfare of persons and property, to provide penalties for the violation of the ordinance, to provide for enforcement of the ordinance, to provide for severability of the ordinance, and to provide an effective date for the ordinance. The County of Presque County, Michigan ordains, Section 1, purpose. Presque County has determined that the short-term rental of dwellings within the county is a matter closely connected with the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. This ordinance is intended to make permissible short-term rental activity resemble the existing and traditional residential uses made by resident owners and lessees. The county believes that short-term rentals provide a community benefit for expanding the number and type of lodging facilities available, and by assisting owners of short-term rentals by providing revenue which may be used for maintenance upgrades and deferred costs. County officials and personnel have received complaints involving excess noise, disorderly conduct, traffic, congestion, and parking at short-term rental properties. The transitory nature of occupants of short-term rentals makes continued enforcement against occupants difficult. This ordinance is intended to strike an appropriate balance between the interests of community residents, visitors to the community, and real property owners wishing to engage in short-term rental of dwellings. The regulations set forth herein are intended to ensure compatibility with other permitted uses and the residential character of the neighborhoods in which short-term rentals are located. Section 2 definition. Short-term rental is a single-family dwelling which furnishes transient accommodations for compensation for periods of 28 consecutive calendar days or fewer, and which is unoccupied by the owner during the time in which transient accommodations are furnished. A short-term rental does not include a bed and breakfast facility or a tourist home for compensation for periods of 28 consecutive calendar days or fewer, which is unoccupied by the owner during the time in which short-term does not include a bed. Yeah, this is kind of redundant. It will need to be corrected. Section 3, short-term rental regulations. Short-term rental permit. A separate short-term rental permit is required for each short-term rental property, regardless of whether or not the properties are under the same ownership. Number of dwelling units. All lodging is to be exclusively within the dwelling unit and not in a recreational vehicle, camper, or tent. Exterior. All exterior premises shall be kept free from any accumulation of junk or garbage. Trash. Provisions for trash disposal shall be provided. Trash shall be contained in properly sealed receptacles. There shall be no overflow that will be attractive to vermin. Nuisance. All activities on short-term rental properties shall not constitute a nuisance to neighboring properties by reason of noise, dust, odor, fumes, glare, lighting, or vibrations. With regard to noise emanating from the property, the requirements and standards set forth in section 3.3 of the Presque County zoning ordinance. Parking. All parking associated with short-term rental shall be out of the roadway and entirely on-site in a garage, driveway, or other improved area. Number of occupants. The number of occupants in a dwelling unit during any short-term rental shall not exceed the number of persons that may safely occupy a dwelling, in accordance with any and all requirements and limits imposed by applicable building, fire, health department codes, rules, regulations pertaining to occupancy, fire safety, septic systems, and other applicable dwelling-related matters. Smoke detectors and carbon monoxide devices compliant with building and fire codes. The owner of local agent of a dwelling unit used for short-term rental shall install and maintain an operational smoke detector in each bedroom. Test such smoke detectors every 90 days to ensure that they are properly functioning. Install and maintain at least one operational carbon monoxide device on each floor and touch such devices every 90 days to ensure that they are properly functioning. Comply with any and all requirements imposed by applicable building and fire codes, rules, and regulations. Pets. Pets shall be secured in the property on a leash at all times. Pets shall not be allowed to whine, yelp, bark, or howl for a period of 10 minutes or longer. Pets shall not be left unattended. Noise. Noise during quiet hours must be limited to that which does not disturb the quiet comfort or repose of the reasonable person or normal sensitivities. Quiet hours shall be from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Fires. No person shall start or maintain a fire except within provided devices or locations in compliance with any and all applicable fire codes, rules, and regulations. Fire should not be left unattended and must be fully extinguished. Fireworks of any kind are not allowed on rental property except in accordance with the applicable Presque County zoning ordinance addressing the appropriate use of fireworks. I'm running out of gas. Watercraft. Owners must offer a well-maintained dock or hoist when allowing renters to bring or rent watercraft. Short-term rentals using watercraft must comply with any and all requirements imposed by the Michigan Department of Natural Resources in the state of Michigan. Street address posted within dwelling unit. The street address of the property shall be posted in at least 2 prominent locations within the dwelling unit in order to assist occupants in directing emergency service personnel in the event of an emergency. Local agent, section 4. Each owner of a short-term rental must designate a local agent who has access and authority to assume management of the unit and take remedial measures. B, the local agent must be available 24 hours a day during the rental period and be within 45 minutes travel time to the property or portion thereof used for a short-term rental. The county will provide the phone number of the local agent to all neighbors within a 300-foot radius of the subject property boundaries. In order meeting the requirements of subsection 4A, 4B, and 4C of this ordinance, above may designate themselves as the local agent. The permit holder shall notify the county of any changes in ownership or in the local agent. Owner responsibility. The owner or local agent must use best efforts to ensure that the rules set forth in this ordinance are met by occupants of the short-term rental. Such best efforts shall include notifying the occupants of such rules and taking appropriate action to abate the violation when notified that occupants are violating such rules. It is not intended that the owner or local agent act as a peace officer or place him or herself in harm's way. Short-term rental permit. Short-term rentals require a short-term rental permit. The following application elements are required prior to receipt of a short-term rental permit and permit renewal. A fully completed and signed short-term rental application form provided by the county, including all supplemental documents. Owner contact information, owner information for a local agent available by phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whenever the unit is utilized as a rental. More than one owner or ownership by entity. When more than one person or an ownership interest, the required information shall be provided for each owner. In those cases in which the owner is not a person, the information required shall be provided for the organization owning the short-term rental dwelling and the president, general manager, or other chief executive officer of the organization. A short-term rental permit shall be issued by calendar year. All permits expire at the end of each calendar year and must be renewed annually. If the current owner has not violated the ordinance, renewal for the next year is guaranteed if reapplication is applied for. Violations. The following conduct is a violation of this ordinance. Any advertising or leasing of a short-term rental without first having obtained a short-term rental permit. The holder of the short-term rental permit has violated any of the provisions of the ordinance. C, any false or misleading information supplied in the application process. Section 8, penalties. A violation of this ordinance shall constitute a nuisance per se. In addition to any remedies available at law and under this ordinance, the county may bring an action for an injunction or other process against the defendant to restrain, prevent, or abate any violation of the ordinance. B, for the first violation of this ordinance, within a calendar year, the penalty shall be the issuance of by the county zoning administrator of a written warning notice of violation. For a second violation of this ordinance within a calendar year, any person or organization who violates any of the provisions of this ordinance shall be responsible for a municipal civil infraction as defined by section 113 of the revised say that word. Judicature Act of 1961, being Michigan Public Act 236 of 1961, as amended, Public Act 236. For a third violation and subsequent violation of this ordinance within the calendar year, any person or organization who violates any of the provisions of this ordinance shall be responsible for a municipal civil infraction as defined by section 113 of Public Act 236, and the short-term rental permit shall be revoked by the county zoning administrator. The Presque County Zoning Administrator and Sheriff's Department are authorized by the Presque County Board of Commissioners to administer and enforce this ordinance and issue municipal civil infraction violations. A municipal civil infraction may be commenced upon the issuance of an authorized legal official or a citation directing the defendant to appear in court. Excuse me one second.
You can take a break if you want.
You're doing good, Joe.
You're doing great. You should have been a teacher.
Yeah. No. G, failure by the defendant to appear within the time specified on a citation or at the time scheduled for a hearing or appearance in a misdemeanor punishable up to 90 days in jail and or $500 fine, plus cost of prosecution, and can result in the entry of a default judgment against the defendant on a municipal civil infraction. H. A defendant found responsible by the judge or magistrate for a violation of this ordinance shall pay a fine not to exceed $500 plus costs not to exceed $500, which are not limited to the cost taxable in ordinary civil infractions and may include all expenses, direct and indirect, to which the township has been put in connection with the municipal civil infraction up to the entry of judgment, except as otherwise provided by law. Cost shall be payable to the general fund of the township. In addition to ordering a defendant to pay a civil fine and cost, the court may issue an enforced judgment, writ, or order, including but not limited to injunctive relief, necessary to enforce this ordinance in accordance with section 8302 of Public Act 236. If a defendant fails to comply with an order of judgment issued pursuant to section 8727 of Public Act 236, within the time prescribed by the court may proceed under sections 8302, 8729, and 8731 of Public Act 236 as applicable. Each day on which any violation of this ordinance continues constitutes a separate offense. The offender shall be subject to the applicable fine, costs, penalties, and sanctions for each separate offense. Effective date of this ordinance shall be 30 days after its publication, as required by law. Publication, recordation, and authentication. The ordinance shall be published once in full in a newspaper or general circulation within the boundaries of Presque County and qualified under state law to publish legal notices within 30 days of its adoption. This ordinance shall be recorded in the record of ordinances in the book of the county and the county clerk, and shall authenticate this ordinance by placing their official signature upon the ordinance. Section 11, severability. The provisions of this ordinance are hereby declared to be severable, and if any clause, sentence, word, section, or provision is hereafter declared void or unenforceable by any reason by any court of competent jurisdiction and shall not affect the remainder of this ordinance, which shall constitute in full force and effect. Then there's the certification section, your basic
Council's
stuff,
probably gonna go over that.
certification, publication, recordation.
Council's gonna go through that. There's a mistake.
Yep, there is. And the rest of this is just recording and
Also, I don't know if the 300 puts in, more restrictive than the other townships.
I don't know.
They may have, I think ours is 500.
And that's one thing I think that we need to include when we,
Maybe I'm wrong because NIMCOG wrote all of them for them, so.
I think we ought to get to this to the clerks of all townships. That this will be reviewed at the next meeting
Yeah.
for second reading, pending legal review.
Who collects the fee and who receives the fee?
Well, it's called out in there that, the zoning administrator, writes the ticket, let's say, for lack of a better term. They report to the magistrate who collects the fee, and it is given to the township.
It goes to each township, but, okay. So it wouldn't change my township.
Mm-mm.
We'll see what council says.
Yeah, and whether
We
they're,
may have to refer back to them too, just to get it going because they were showing up at every other meeting and I've been pressing the planning commission to try to take some action on it and they're quite concerned. There's too many grandfathered out there that would ignore the zoning ordinance amendment, so. And they've been waiting a long time and I obviously try to get it done before the next,
calendar year.
before spring,
Right.
when it all starts.
Yeah.
up again. Cause it is a huge problem.
It
I mean,
is.
I'm getting complaints from everybody.
My big concern would be the amount of time that our zoning administrator would have to dedicate himself to this. At least in the first year.
Yes.
Oh, not just the first year, I think.
Well, the first year, but in terms of getting
Yeah. Get them
everybody that
wrangled in.
ignores it. Wrangled
Yeah.
in.
You know, not like a township like mine that already has it in place, but they could maybe look to them for some ideas and leadership.
Well, I know our ZA enforces it in our township, but it's just a township, it's not 11
Right.
townships, you know. That's the first step anyways.
We'll, wait to publish this till after we get legal and get it out to town
Get the friend,
for
yeah.
review.
In fact, I'm probably gonna get it over to him right away.
Yeah,
You know, that's. That was my own.
I give it back to you. Now, and do you have an electronic copy of that? You
I sent it,
out,
yeah.
Right. Who's
sent it
to be
there.
responsible for distributing that to all the township clerks?
We would
Who's we?
probably,
That makes sense to me.
yeah, cause he's out all every day, he's out on the road, so I'll have a talk with him too.
Okay. Just making sure we're.
Who's we, or he, I should say.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for reading that, because it would have been a lot longer if I had to read it. Next on the unfinished business agenda, our agenda and unfinished business is District 4 appropriations. You want to speak to that? Or you want?
Well, I can just briefly speak to that. There was some concern as to what percent there should be and as far as a increased appropriation for Sheboygan, Presque, Alpena, and Montmorency counties. Each year we appropriate so much money from each county. Well, at first they're thinking 10%. Then we heard 7.5%. And at the last meeting you and I were at, they agreed, let's have a 5% raise on appropriations. So I brought it to your attention. I think we need to deal with that.
Yeah.
And as a county, say yes to that today.
Sheboygan approved 10, but they're gonna have to change because it's all gotta be equal and Montmorency approved 5.
So
With
we're,
an option, they could go up if somebody else wanted to. We got together and decided to raise it more, but then Alpena said 5.
So I think we need to approve 5
I
today.
think Alpena even threatened 0.
so this is a, response to the
This is just for 1
problems.
year,
Yeah, problems from the past, cleaning that up.
the last fiscal year, well, actually 3 fiscal years.
I'm making a motion, we approve the 5% increase for 1 year.
I support that.
Motion and support. To increase our appropriations 5% of this.
Single
Year,
physical year. Current.
which their fiscal year falls in ours too,
Okay.
so it would be the next.
Roll
Call vote.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Clifford Tolini.
Yes.
Robert Brisky.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Robert Crook.
Yes. They wouldn't really ask it, but District 4 Health really needs it. I mean, we're really light. I guess. New business. Presque County audit. You're up. It's the same.
That may or may not have been my dog setting off the car.
I didn't even hear it.
I left the keys in it. They can take. So, anyway,
And your name is?
oh, sorry, Christy Schulze.
I
I am from the auditing firm in Schulze, Oswald, Miller and Edwards. I don't know.
And that is an Alpena.
Yep,
That's
I
where
live
they
in
work.
Hillman though, yeah. Yeah.
18 miles.
22. I
Off the-
think.
Glad to have you aboard. Let's hear it.
We've met. I wanted everybody to know you.
Oh, okay, yeah, I think I know who you
I
are.
remember you from the last 4 audits.
Oh, yeah, so this is, you're gonna hear probably a little bit of a broken record, but those of you that haven't heard me talk before about the county, we've been up here, Val, I don't know, 6 years maybe? Yeah, Val, like, I don't know, I didn't know this was a test. Yeah. So anyway, on behalf of our firm, I'd like to thank Val and Fabian and the commissioners for having us up here to perform the audit. We really enjoy working for the county. You guys have great lunch spots up here. And Val's office has always been great to work with. I've directed a simplified review of the audit report, so let me know if you want me to go into any further detail. And when I say simplified, I've got it down to, maybe 4 pages of talking points, but we'll kind of just hit the high points. So, as mentioned in the opening paragraph on the actual audit report itself on page 1, you have an unqualified audit opinion, which is the goal. And this means that the financial statements fairly present in all material respects the financial position of Presque County as of June 30th, 2025. So we'll get to control deficiencies and stuff later on, but the financial statements themselves we feel after some, I think we proposed 14 journal entries this year. And I mean, that's about half as many as we've proposed in the past. So, you know, Fabian did a good job.
So
He was
Val.
very, yeah, and Val, yes, exactly. Fabian was excellent to work with, and I wanted to pass that
Yes,
along
good to
because I
work with.
believe he's now in Ogama County, because we're working with him in Ogama County. So he saw us here one week and he saw us there the next. So, anyway, Val's office has always been easy to work with and provided us with the needed information and receipts of the county. So we're very grateful for all of that. Our adjustments were routine in nature and none were hugely material in amount, and they've all been reviewed and agreed upon, and are already posted in the county's books as far as I'm aware. Yep. So getting on from the report, if you want to flip over to page 4, I believe it is. Yeah, 4 through 10 is the management discussion and analysis. This is a narrative of the activity of the county for the fiscal year. So while your financial statements in the main section of the report do not present comparatives with the prior year, you can find summarized comparative information here in the management discussion and analysis. The most helpful comparatives can be found on pages 6 and 8. So they're very summarized, obviously, because we've got the whole county on one page here. So those comparatives are quite helpful if you're a person that finds that helpful. The summarized numbers are much easier to digest than multi-page spreadsheets, so hopefully it'll be useful to you. There are several narratives that also describe the flow of information between the two types of financial statements presented in the report and the differences between them, which we'll discuss. So. Also, readers will find some financial highlights of the year, some financial information, financial analysis information, budgetary references, capital assets compared to the prior year, long-term debt balances, and contact information for management. So here in this room, you all know who to contact for management, but this is posted on the state's website after you approve it. So basically, anybody in the community or anybody in any community in the state could pull this up and contact management if they have any questions. So let's see, flipping over to the statement of net position, which is on page 11. This report, among other things, contains long-term debt and long-lived assets. It's like a business balance sheet, so to speak. So this would be a good place to talk about pension liabilities, since it's the largest liability that the county had. And this is, you know, the only report that's going to contain it in the whole statement. So for this year, the pension liability increased $130,000. This is a combination of an increase in the liability itself of $831,000, less an increase in the plan assets, mostly for investment earnings of the year that were $701,000. So that net caused the overall liability to increase, because we have the liability, you have the assets. So one goes up. This year, the asset value went up, which is not always the case. If there's an investment loss, you'll see a much larger gain in the overall liability. And those are unfortunately beyond your control, because that's invested at the state level. So, but the overall, I'm sorry.
Yes, to be clear for the rest of the board. Basically our position in pensions got worse by $100,000.
Correct. Yeah.
Just
The
so we're
actual
clear.
pension itself, the pension expense for the year, like what the county spent on pension expense was 1.3 million. It just happens to be that the overall liability, you'll see it here about 2/3 of the way down the page, net pension liability, doing more than 1 year, is that $6.3 million. That's the overall liability. Last year, it happened to have been 130,000 less than that. So sometimes you'll see that liability go down if investment earnings are through the roof, or if I think in the past, the county's made an attempt to pay it down a few $100,000 a year. In those cases, you'll see the liability go down. If investment earnings aren't very good, you'll see the quite opposite effect. So it really does ebb and flow.
Where's
And
the
as
big boy?
No, and as it relates to our position, that is, while a net pension liability of 3,779.
No, that's the component unit.
That's the
the
component
fuel
unit.
cushion. You're the 6.3 million.
And as a position, that is about 55%.
That's what I was gonna ask. What's the percent of unfunded pension liability?
Oh, there's, we'll get to that in a minute.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there's a page.
I'm jumping ahead.
Also, I'll just comment that I am not the pension plan auditor in the firm, so somebody else does that. She's at Disney with her kids right now, so this is her vacation week. But anyway, if you have any deep dive questions on pensions, I'll be happy to run them by her upon her return. She'd be happy to address them. I can kind of hit the highlights with what I know just from being the audit manager on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, if you flip to page 12, this is the statement of activities. It's laid out kind of weird. The expenses within this statement include depreciation expense. which for the government totaled 136,000 for the year, and for the business type activities, it was 26,000, which this is mostly the airport. So when we review the fund financials, they do not include depreciation expense. So just mentioning it now because this is kind of blended within the expenses on the left-hand column. This is where depreciation is recognized in the county, but not at the fund
That's
level.
minor.
The overall increase for the government under this method of accounting was $425,000 for the year. So these statements are not necessarily how you look at things. This is just a required part of us reporting. The fund financials are more how the board looks at things. So if you want to flip over to pages 13 and 15, these are the fund financial statements, and they show things under the current financial resources measurement focus. And the point of these statements is to focus on what is available to use within the next 12 months. So this is basically how you budget. And here you will not see long-lived assets, and you will not see depreciation expense and long-term debt, because that's not a 12-month focus. The most significant item to focus on this statement is going to be the ARPA grant money that the county has not yet spent as of June 30. And you knew it was coming. I've said it for years. I urge the county to spend these funds on their intended purpose as soon as possible. The funds have been allocated in the annual ARPA report. So as of now, if the funds are spent by this time next year, or I should say December 31st of next year, there's no need to pay the money back, but you have to spend them by that time, or you do need to pay it back. So they've been allocated.
Problem, the allocation.
The allocation can be changed. I've done it, or I've seen it lots of times with governments. They say, hey, we're gonna allocate this to a fire truck. And then they realize, oh, we can't afford a fire truck, or there's no fire trucks available to buy, or whatever the reason. You just file a report saying, we've changed our mind on how we're gonna spend it.
Well, it's more the obligation than the allocation.
Well, and that, I guess, is more for the board to decide. I'm just kind of telling you.
Yeah, we're already talking with the attorneys.
So, and the government does not want the money back. I mean, I've never really seen a situation where, you know, they want entities to spend it. That's the whole goal. So they're not out there being like, how can we get this back?
We
It's
hope
just-
so.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, you know, if you change your mind, then let them know why, and, you know, reallocate it to something else and, you know, spend it. So.
Pension liability?
No.
Not eligible.
No.
No, you can't.
Not pension, that's.
They're pretty
that's the-
specific about what you
Yeah.
can
I
spend.
know, I already knew the answer, but in case anyone was wondering.
And just to note too, in the next year, you'll probably have to spend more than, well, in order to use it, you'll have to spend more than 750,000 in a given year. And if that's the case, you're obligated to do what is called an agreed upon procedure. Typically, it would be a single audit, but it's been pared back because of everybody needing to do this. And so that means that we have to do extra procedures on the federal fund expenditures. So basically, how you spend it has to be a separate part of our audit. So, yeah, and that expense, when other counties have done this, and basically it depends on how clean the records are. Obviously, that is the driving price of every audit. But I see the extra fees probably costing around $3,000. That's what we've charged other counties that have had to do this. And that is an expense that's eligible to use ARPA money for. So you can, that's perfectly fine to do. So let's see. And the number of transactions, like if you're gonna give, 1,000 people a little bit of money each, that's a lot of transactions for us to test. If you are spending that 1.7 million through 6 expenditures, that's a lot less for us to test. So obviously the cost of this driven by not only the cleanliness of the records, but also the number of transactions. So just kind of putting you on notice about that for next year, whether it's us or another firm or whoever it is, you will be obligated to pay, you know, I mean, not assuming you're always going to hire us, but just putting it out there, you'll be obligated to pay somebody to do that at those additional procedures next year. So, moving over to page 15, does anybody have any other ARPA questions before we go on?
We have to get hold of Faye first.
Okay, so let's see. This might be the most useful statement for you as a board, a statement of revenues, expenditures, and changes in fund balance. This page is a summary of all the revenues and expenditures of the governmental funds, coming down to a net increase of 224,000, leaving a positive fund balance of 3.5 million across all governmental funds. The general fund itself had a positive change in fund balance of 315,000 and an ending fund balance of 1.8 million. So this is usually a time when I like to compare. I like to show, and you know what I do. I like to show this county how you compare to your neighbors. So when you consider fund balance as a percent, the county has ended the fiscal year with about a 27.7% fund balance. So this means your fund balance is about 27.7% of your general fund expenditures for the year. So another way to look at it is if all incoming funds were to stop, you could operate for over 3 months. So that's kind of a way to see what your fund balance is, as a percent. So for comparison's sake, let's look at a few neighboring counties. Alcona is 29% as of their last audit. Crawford is 35, Roscommon is 22, Alpena is 36, Montmorency is 53, and Ascota is 39. So I didn't even put Sheboygan on here because they're almost 100%. But they never spend their money, or they're just a rich county. I don't know, I don't work for Sheboygan, but, so basically you're in line. I don't think could it be pumped up a little bit? Sure. But another way to look at it is you basically do return the benefits. You spend the money as you get it. You're returning benefits to the citizens. You're not in danger of the state taking over because of being fiscally irresponsible. But another thing to keep in mind too is that this is basically just your fund balance. This does not consider your pension liabilities or anything else. So it's just your fund balance. The long-term debt is not considered in this percentage. So, while another county may have a huge fund balance percentage, they may have a lot more debt than you too. But we can't see long-lived debt on this particular financial statement. So kind of just to qualify what we're looking at here.
Sheboygan's seriously 100%?
98.
Wow.
Yeah. I took it out of the comparison because it's everybody else is pretty much
I
similar.
find it hard to believe Alpena's 55.
Where-
No, Alpena is Montmorency's 53. Alpena is 36.
And then talk about the broke all the time. Yes, so 27%, and we had a fund balance increase of not even 1%.
Yeah, you've been about that same, in the mid-20s for as long as I've been working up here.
So financial constraints in the past have worked out well.
Mhm.
I'm concerned where we're gonna land at the end of this coming year. Not concerned, but we'll watch that closely. And we have some good hawks working on that. I think, going back to ARPA for a minute, we ought to have a, budget workshop and talk about, possible other expenditures besides the HVAC replacement, roof repair. Cause I think I have ideas, and I think we all
I
do,
got some ideas
and do that.
for the whole
maybe-
county.
Maybe do that in our next, after our next meeting, budget workshop.
Well,
I'm kicking it around.
I think maybe into June, give us time to get a hold of the attorney and get an answer on this,
Fair enough. Yep.
what way we should proceed with it.
Okay, I'm fine with that too. I'm
I
just,
mean, I just want to do it right. you
yeah,
know?
get the
Don't want to
procedures in
spend
place.
money to find out where is it.
Right.
I just don't want to see you have to give it back either. I mean,
Right.
No, nobody wants to give it back.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
I caught my breath. Pages 17 through 19 of the county's proprietary funds, and these are mostly the tax funds, although the airport funds included here also. There's an overall increase across the proprietary funds of 369,000 for the year. So not much to talk about there. Pages 20 and 21 are the county's fiduciary accounts. And this means that the county is the trustee for funds held for others. So examples of things running through these accounts would be like payroll liabilities and benefit deductions. So they run through there and then they're paid back out because that's other people's money. Pages 22 and 23 is the county's component unit, which is the road commission. The EDC is no longer reported on here. When I talked with Mike Mahler, he indicated that it's pretty much not.
Fair.
Yeah. So anyway, we just included the road commission this year.
The road commission, them funds aren't included in and out through the county though.
No, the road commission is included only as a component unit, and then as you hold them and release them as the millage money comes in, but it's. The reason that it's considered a component unit has to do with, the control the county has over it.
Over it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. So it's audited by other auditors. We obtain, we get a management rep letter from their auditors, and we grab their audit report off the state, and so a summarized version of their financial activities.
Thank you.
So pages 24 through 49 are the notes to the financial statements. These notes are required disclosures. They do provide a lot of drill down detail. Although we won't go through these in detail, I'll draw your attention to a few pages. Page 43 is where the pension liability detail can be found.
43, said, right?
Yeah. So the middle chart here is basically where you can see the, and granted, this is the fiscal year of the MERS plan, so it's a December to December year end. You'll see the total pension liability at the top, the changes to it go flowing down through, and then the plan assets in the middle, and then the net to the far right. And so this is all actuarial stuff that's reported to Julia, our pension plan auditor. And basically, it's every entity within the state that has a MERS plan is included, and she extrapolates your portion out of it. And there are pages and pages of notes on the pension plan within these notes. I'm just drawing your attention to the chart that makes it the most summarized and easy to digest. So also in the notes on page 46 is where you can find the detail of restricted and assigned fund balances. You as a board can assign or commit fund balance for possible future needs. So restriction happens as a result of an outside legal force. For example, the 911 fund money can only be used for that purpose. The school resource officer millage money can only be used for that purpose. But other restrictions and assignments, commitments and assignments can be done by you. You know, you may say, I would like to restrict $100,000 this year for future capital expenditures. Okay, cool. It's restricted in your general fund balance. And you can do that quite easily. And it kind of leads into a part I was planning on talking about later in the audit, but we would always encourage, and I say this every year too, encourage the county to reduce the number of funds that you have to the legally required number. So any special revenue fund, like the school resource officer millage, needs a fund. You need a general fund, you need the tax funds. But outside of that, a lot of your other funds can be folded into the general fund, and you can just assign or commit that fund balance so it doesn't disappear. So for example,
Just hard to track it.
I know, it is, but I'm kind of just throwing it out there because the less funds you have, the easier it is for the board and for citizens to look at the report and understand it. As it is now, you've got the major funds in the front, and in the back, you've got 8 pages of just governmental fund, non-major fund activity. And so it's a lot. So I'm kind of just thinking about, like, say, I think the DARE fund is one that we closed out last year. There was hardly nothing that ever happened in it. And it just kind of, I think that among a few others, and Val could probably remember them better than me, kind of just didn't have enough activity to keep a separate fund open for it. It was more paperwork for everyone. So and granted, it's not like, I feel like I'm forcing you to do that. It's just a recommendation. So.
What's your thought process?
Well, I mean.
How
this is
many
like-
of them are being used?
Well, they're all used, but can be put into the general fund and just be pointed out as a department. And-
Yeah, on its own.
And done that way, so
Yeah.
then they're all part of the general fund instead of their own fund. Track it, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them in the back, if I can just read some of them to you.
Would that
Page are you on?
Would that be your preference?
Well, I mean, it can be done, it changes, I mean, it just changes things, it'll change the budget, it will change, so when we decide to do it, we have to all be on board.
Where's the list at the back?
They start on page 56. There's senior citizens, 911, grant fund, friend of the court, drunk driving, building and zoning, register of deeds, drug forfeiture, law enforcement, officer training, school resource, law library, Lake Emma, Department of Human Resources, Child Care, Veterans Trust, jail telephone, courthouse preservation, Akiak recreation, concealed pistols, sailor soldiers, CARES Act, 40 Mile Point, K9 unit, juvenile community care, Grand Lake level, Lake Esau Lake level, land bank, Michigan Indigent Defense, grant fund, equipment vehicle replacement, courthouse construction, county park construction. There. Yeah,
that is
I feel like I just read that off.
The
Right.
ordinance, yeah.
So I mean, that, and I just kind of bring that to your attention because I think there's a good level of detail, and then there is an abundance level of detail. So.
Obviously, the Indigenous Defense Mission has to stay.
Yeah, some of them obviously, school resource,
Grand Lake level and Esau.
We've got 12.
anything there's a millage for it has to stay. Obviously the ARPA fund will be closing shortly anyway. You do have the.
I don't know how many of them you
fund
could
that's-
do.
that's in the general. Yeah, it's in the general fund. So
I don't know how many of them you could really roll. Tell you the truth.
I happen to write that portion of the report. So, yeah, so I was feeling the pain a little bit more than those.
Where's that at?
Consolidate a lot.
This one, yeah, she did this one.
Funds for.
Oh, yeah, and you can even restrict and or
Yeah.
assign or commit.
What's next?
Okay, next we have the budget versus actual, which are on pages 50 to 53. There were no budget overages, so nice job budgeting there. We talked about the
53.
combining funds already, so. Now let's take a look at the letters in the back.
Page.
There's two, there should
Oh.
be two unbound letters in the back. The communication with those charged with governance at the conclusion of the audit, there is nothing to note here, which is good. It basically just means we didn't have any substantial complication of performing the audit. But if you want to take a look at the internal controls, we did have some control deficiencies we wanted to point out to you this year, and I believe it's probably not going to come as a huge surprise to anyone. The first one, new hires, sorry, it's going to be on this report, the
Which
return
page?
control. It's going to be on page 3 of the 4. So new hires did not receive adequate training and were not instructed on county procedures. So basically, the county had several new staff members that openly admitted to not knowing how they were supposed to be performing their duties, not aware of policies and procedures, and in general, not taking ownership of their work product. So we did run into that numerous times when we would ask questions when we were performing the audit, and the general consensus was, well, I don't know, no one ever showed me. It's not my job, and we did get that a lot. So we wanted to point that out, and that kind of leads to some,
Heads,
what's that?
department heads and showing their job.
No one did. They were kind of,
Okay.
how would you say, like, passing the buck, I think would be the term. Yeah. So next, this kind of goes hand in hand. Grants were not being properly managed. So what you have is the county receives numerous grants in, and say the sheriff's department gets a grant, and say, front of the court gets a grant and everything. There's not like one individual that really knows what's going on with the grant. So it kind of seems to me that like at the county level, somebody should be able to go to someone and they should know what's going on with all the grants, because the money's coming in, but
Like
is it being spent on what it's supposed to be?
Administrator.
Yeah, you don't really know if like, okay, we've got this
Bingo.
grant and it's for, to purchase X, Y, and Z. Well, were those things purchased? Is that how it was spent? No, I mean, it doesn't seem to be really a consensus on who's in charge of that, other than just, well, it's not me. We did get that quite a bit. And granted, I'm not saying, I mean, there wasn't any specific misappropriation of grants. It's not like we noticed that anything was being spent incorrectly, but there really wasn't anybody administering them either. So that would be a recommendation that we had for the future. Kind of going back into the first comment, the county staff did not file payroll tax reports or pay the payroll taxes for both Form 941 and Michigan withholdings for the quarter ended June 25 until the audit preparation in October of 25. The county contractor, being Fabian, remedied the problem when preparing for the county audit. So he realized that payroll taxes weren't being filed or paid from the second quarter. So prior to us arriving, he hurried up and did it all, of course. So the county was in compliance once we came, but they were not filed timely. So that's something, it's a compliance matter that we needed to point out.
We were fine too.
What's that?
We were fine too.
Oh, yes, I'm worried.
Yeah, you would.
Yeah, without a doubt, and it might not be the end of it, so. And lastly, we found some invoices and credit card payments that were not properly approved for payment. So, and again, it doesn't mean that they shouldn't have been paid, but no one approved them. So during the course of our detailed testing, some invoices selected for payment were not stamped with the date received, nor with what the account number listed, nor was there any indication that anybody actually even approved the payment. There was no clear evidence that the approval of who the approval should have even been. There was also credit card payments with no verification of the charges. So credit card, county credit card payment was made, no problem, but there was no backup for it. There was no receipts attached to it. Yeah. So, again, no indication that the charges were inappropriate, but no proof that they were. So,
If they weren't.
yeah. So, these were just kind of things that, and I mean, I feel I have a pretty good understanding as to why these things happen, but it's still our job to point them out to you as a board. So,
Well, there's, we had discussion yesterday about this very thing. And the question I have in my mind, and this is for everyone, there is a policy that when an invoice is presented to the clerk for payment, that it is approved by that department head and has a number on it, a ledger number on it, and with the signature and date. that procedure is in place but not being followed, is what I'm understanding.
That's correct. I mean, in some cases, I'm sure it was being followed, but it was not being followed consistently. We just make random selections when we're testing. Sometimes we'll grab big items like obviously capital asset purchases and stuff. And sometimes we might just grab the electric bill. I mean, just to kind of see what happens
Sure.
with an average.
You can't grab every single
Right,
one,
exactly.
but this was reiterated yesterday that it needs to be policy, and it is policy, but the policy needs to be forced upon or re-educated the department heads, and that's where we talk about organizing a department head meeting and putting that as an agenda item.
I think
So-
a lot of it goes back to that, staff members not being properly trained on procedures. Yeah, I think everything kind of relates back to that first one, but in order to justify the first.
How do
time-
they know if they're not told?
Exactly.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep. So that is all I had. I don't mean to sound like a nag, but sometimes when everything is going smooth, I come up here and everything's beautiful, and then some years it's the year to come up and complain a little bit, so,
I kind of expected what was
Yes,
out of line.
yeah. I mean, we wouldn't be worth our salt if we didn't point out some stuff when you had such transitions through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
children,
What's that?
you have children?
I do,
What is your boy's name?
Anton. Yep, I
That's-
think he's your boy's age.
Wyatt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep,
They were friends.
Yeah.
Bottom.
that's true.
Anyway, so I made the connection. I'm old, it takes me a minute.
I thought that was, so I wasn't
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
You can approve this audit.
I make a motion, we approve the audit as presented and thank,
Christie.
Miss, I was gonna say
Christie.
Mrs. Schultz for her time.
Second.
Made a motion and support to approve the audit for fiscal year.
I did leave my card down here. If anything comes up and you have future questions, I'm going out of town tomorrow, but feel free to email me. I think I'll have access to the email.
I got your card.
I think we need a
I
roll
hope that
call
you're
vote on
working
it.
out.
We do, you.
Okay. Robin Hughes,
Yeah.
Robert Crook,
Yes.
Clifford Chalani,
Yes.
Joe Libby,
Yes.
Robert Britzky.
Yes.
Great.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for mixing up.
Enjoy your vacation.
Yeah, I've been trying to mix them up.
Yeah, well, the
People-
planning
people-
commission has to do that. I told her.
The 8 million others trying to.
You got
I'm hoping-
Robert and Robin, so I never know
Oh, I know.
which one I'm gonna be.
It's nice doing you guys'
He said-
email, just type in R and.
Thank you,
most of
Rick.
The board.
Thanks to her and thanks to Fabian.
Mm-hmm,
You did a great job.
and Val, that's a lot of work.
Next on the agenda is building and zoning, Ransom and Romo.
Yeah, and then he also wanted subcontractors. It was all together. Joe wanted that put on there
What do you want? Subcontractors?
yesterday. You mentioned you wanted it on the agenda.
What's going on with Ransom? That's all. Or is it taken care of?
Yeah, it should be taken care of. We're gonna organize a meeting with building and zoning, the treasurer's office and representative from the clerk's office about the transfers and procedures for permits not being followed or being followed with new staff, and that's something we can handle internally. I don't know if that's a personnel, much more of a finance function. But my feeling is that being as they're backed up, transfer of funds is happening once a month.
Well, less than should be.
Yeah, and the permits also need to be included in equalization. So they know there's been a change in the property status. That has been done in the past when it was hard paperwork. They would fill out the permit, there'd be in triplicate, a copy go and a copy go to
Yeah, they're different
equalization.
colors.
And nowadays with electronic, and I think within BSNA or whatever they're operating within their issuing of the permits allows them to copy equalization. Maybe that's a keystroke that needs to be,
It's not
Step.
happening.
and they're not getting them on a regular basis.
The three departments need to coordinate.
Correct. Easy way to say it.
Come simple.
Yeah, and the thing about Kelly Rommel, that's a personnel committee was discussed that they're not catching up at this point.
Not at
And
all. I went in there and
Yeah.
they're very,
and they'd like to move her to full-time with Benny's.
What's the recommendation from the personnel committee?
Yes,
We approve that.
You've heard.
You do need to review the union contract. Because any job is gonna need to be posted. And she currently is a probationary employee, which gives her no rights under, until she's off probation. Anyone else would have rights to that job, so you probably should look at the union contract. Or you-
Who's the union steward?
Pardon?
Who's the union steward,
Jerry.
What do you say? Well, I think it does need to be posted. So. But that's a normal thing with any position.
How
like
long is the probationary period?
She was underneath for everything.
that.
whether they're
Probation,
union
but
or not.
it Does need to be posted.
Thought it was 60 days.
No.
So her going, she's already hired, so her going from part-time to 2 more hours that she's gonna work. Has to be posted.
Cause it was posted as a part-time position, so you're changing the position. It
2
doesn't
hours to a
really
full-time
make-
job.
How long does it have to be posted for?
How long does it have to be posted? You know, clerk.
What is it? Just, it's a week, right?
6 working.
Yeah.
They'll just
We gotta do.
Yeah, because Darren had to do that when he hired them,
Yeah.
so it'll have to be posted.
Okay.
We'll have to follow the procedure.
Post it.
I'm not so concerned about the probation.
We have to first be in agreement as a board that we wanna make this a full-time position, and then after that posted,
Yep,
then we need to do that. though.
yeah, we need a motion. I'm gonna make a motion to move that position to full-time position with benefits.
Second.
Now, do we have any more discussion on this? None. Roll call vote there too,
Yeah.
please.
Clifford Tellini,
Yes.
Robert Crook. Yes. Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Okay, carried. We'll post that right away,
Mhm.
then move it forward.
Good, sorry.
Anything else? What's Christmas holiday?
Well, it's been brought to my attention and others that Christmas this year falls on a Thursday. And per contract, I was gonna look at the calendar, per contract, they get Christmas Eve off, or are they,
We get Wednesday, Thursday,
right, and then
and then,
technically come back on Friday.
yeah, and then the advance posted that the city of Rogers City is going to get 3 days.
Yeah, they're giving their Fridays off.
So,
And as is the road commission, I think pending weather, you know? So it's my,
Road commission's doing it too.
so it's my feeling that we should grant the 26th as a paid holiday.
I agree with that.
No,
It'd be good for morale.
no, we need action. Then.
Maybe
Yeah.
I make that a motion.
I'll
second.
second that. I'll
So we
second it.
clarify the motion, I'm a little foggy on this.
We're adding to the approved paid holidays, the 26th of December,
Just for this
twenty
year.
twenty-five, just for this year.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we don't have to come
I
back
see.
in on Friday. Yeah, Rob did it too.
We got a
Before you.
meeting on that Friday, though, don't we?
Yeah, we're gonna move
Oh,
it up.
jeez.
Are we gonna?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't
Yeah,
know
we
that.
talked about
I
that.
didn't hear
I
him.
figured it would be.
Didn't hear the oh yeah, it was quiet. He seconded
Any
it, and then
discussion?
he seconded it after.
We just had
Hopefully they'll appreciate it.
it.
I'm sure they will.
This would be probably require.
Roll call vote. Yeah.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Cliff Tellini.
Yes,
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Robert Crook. Yes. Robert Britsky.
Yes,
that motion's carried. They get an extra day of pay. Yeah, not have to come back for one day.
Come back for a
What,
couple
no
of
smile?
years.
Next on the agenda is MSU report.
I need a
Want a recess?
2-minute recess.
Can we have a 2-minute recess? Someone's gotta go to the.
Lunchroom.
Recess ended. Continue on with the meeting.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody, for the opportunity to present our annual report. It's that time of year again. And just a reminder, my name is Adam Clevisto. I'm the district 14 director for Extension. With me today, I've got Kelly Vogelheim, our 4-H program coordinator. In the back there is Wendy Martin, our office manager. We're just going to do a little bit of a couple of highlights. I'm not going to go through the whole report, just in the interest of time, but as always, if you have questions later, feel free to contact our office and we'll get you answers on anything, or you can ask today. Just a brief overview. We reached 1,797 folks through programming. Those might be one-day programs or series of programs. So some series are twice a week for 6 to 8 weeks, depending on what classes people take. There was a whole variety of classes that folks from Presque County took during the last year.
To be clear, that's the whole district, not Presque County, but 1797.
No, that's just Presque.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
And then we also reached 12,584 on social media. We use social media to let people know about upcoming classes, release new scientific data. So if there's a new report that somebody writes on a new process or agricultural process, for example, we would post that on social media. We do some research results on there. And we also communicate a lot about 4-H events and things coming up for folks as well. And then there was a total of 156 different programs that folks from Presque County took during the last year. So it was quite a variety in all the areas that we covered. And for now, I'm going to turn it over to Kelly. She's going to give you a 4-H update. And then there's one other thing I want to update you on the end.
Okay, well, just to fill you in on what we've been doing this past year, it's been a very busy year. I'll first touch on our current clubs. We have several new ones. We have a 4-H archery club that's been going on for several years now, and that's still going very strong. We're actually hoping to expand our programs, get a couple more volunteers so that we can host competitions here with other counties' archery clubs. So we're working on that right now and hope to see that come to fruition.
What age group generally participates in the archery club?
Elementary is open for 9 to 19-year-olds. We do see mainly 9 to maybe 13-year-olds in there. We started a new horse club this year, which is pretty exciting. We don't have a fair in Penfield County, obviously, so we don't have a ton of livestock programs. But this one is based in Onaway. We have 4 amazing volunteers and we have 14 kids enrolled in it. They've done some trail rides. I know next month they're making rain and they are hoping to show at Montmorency County Fair. 2 new clubs that we have had this past year were one was 4-H Wild Explorers, where we designed ecosystems. We learned about Northern Michigan wildlife and created field guides. And then another was Spin Club, special interest club that was chess. So kids met every day after school or once a week after school to just play chess and verse each other and learn the game. And it was really successful. We had 16 kids in there almost every week. Which was really exciting to see. Outside of traditional 4-H clubs, I do school enrichment programs as well. Embryology is one of my biggest ones, teaching what happens with the life cycle of a chicken and how they're hatched. The plan was to do 5 libraries this year. I had the fertilized eggs ready to go and then the ice storm hit. So we lost those eggs. But fortunately, due to some generous donors, we were able to rally and still made it happen at 3 libraries throughout the county. And I also taught that in 2 7th grade classrooms. Other school enrichment, this is also new this year, is a program called 4-H Health Rocks. It's a substance use prevention program. I kind of launched it at St. Ignatius School as my first trial, and it went over super well. It's a very interactive and meaningful program. And my goal for next year is to try to get it on a way in Posen schools as well to implement something there. We did 3 babysitting clinics this past year, which involved CPR and first aid certification for youth. We did Posen, Onaway, and Rogers City schools with that. And other. Oh, and I also do aftercare enrichment programs at the 2 private schools here in town. Rather than just waiting for parents to come take them up, I come in and run some educational stuff. So I did a 6-week science program with each school, and then I did a 6-week autumn art series, which I just wrapped up. And then the fun part, the super fun part of my job is all of the summer camps and day camps that we participate in. I don't know if everyone is familiar with our summer recreation program, but it is 6 weeks long. Every summer, the kids are with us from 9 to 2 every day, Monday through Thursday. They're provided both breakfast and lunch through the Meet Up and Eat Up program. And we had 59 youth enrolled in that this year. Some of our highlights were field trips to Cal Site, the Akiak Outdoor Center, Woodland Confectionery. We did cooking classes, weekly recycling activities, and kayaking was a big highlight for the kids this year. The Fort County camp of the Akiak Outdoor Center is still going strong. It's in partnership with Montmorency, Alcona, and Alpena counties. That's a total of 75 youth that we have out there, along with 20 youth counselors. Great development program for them. This year's theme was STEM-based. A few highlight sessions there were tower building, wind-powered cars, forestry with the Presque Conservation District, bottle rockets, and mindfulness. I also participate at the Great Lakes Natural Resources Camp that's held at Camp Chickagami. That is a 7-day camp for 13 to 15-year-olds. And for that, I just come out each afternoon and lead kayaking. But they do so many amazing things with natural resource developers. It's really great. We also cater to 5 to 7-year-olds. We call them 4-H Clover Buds. And we held camps out there this year at the Akiak Outdoor Center to try to cater to our Onaway and Millersburg residents as well. And they were very successful. And those we really focused on macroinvertebrates. We dissected owl pellets, we did nature art and leaf printing, all kinds of fun. I'm trying to think what else I've got here. And then just community events. I did write a grant this year and was awarded money to host a composting event in partnership with Sunrise Community Garden. In which we taught the basics of composting at home. We taught kids how to do that. We had fun activities, and we actually sent 10 families home with a free 41-gallon tumbling composter. So that was really exciting and a fun thing. But we also participate in the pirate festivals and Nautical City Festival, and try to get involved in the community as much as possible. So that is my 4-H program in a nutshell. It's been a lot of fun and hope to continue to expand on it. So thank you for your time.
Do you think we're ever gonna have a livestock program again?
I'm sorry. what-
You ever think, you think we're ever gonna get a livestock program again?
Not if we.
It's difficult without having the fair here. I know that, with this horse club, it's been kind of a struggle trying to figure out how we're gonna get them to show at other fairs because other fair boards have certain restrictions in place about other counties coming in. So that's a tough one. And it also depends on volunteers too. I mean, I personally, I'm not very well versed in livestock, so I couldn't start a program myself, maybe,
So the fair is pretty much done, eh? Fair board disbanded?
as far as I know.
Yeah, there hasn't been one here, well, since I've been here.
Yeah,
I would say though too, that we do offer a program in Gaylord for the whole tip of the mitt. Where kids can come and experience it, even if they don't have a fair, so they can learn how to show livestock. And it's a multi-day program, the one that Michelle runs in Gaylord. So there would be an option, if a kid's really interested in that, they might not be able to do a livestock club here in Presque, but they could go to that forum that they have in Gaylord and learn about it that way. Or participate with Alpena and or Montmorency if they want to actually show at a fair.
yeah,
That's a good point.
fair never really took
Have some
off.
practical county youth that go to Alpena, to participate in the livestock program.
And the only other thing I wanted to add is every year we do agriculture continuing education credits for anybody that has pesticide licenses. So almost everybody who runs an agricultural operation is required to have a pesticide license through the state of Michigan. And we offer continuing education credits for folks to keep those licenses. And in some cases, if they get enough continuing education credits, they don't have to sit for the test each year. And in other cases, people are sitting for the test for the first time and they want to attend a review session before they take the test. So new this year, we're still doing all the in-person programs that we offer across the state. Last year, we did 28. The closest one to us was in Gaylord, which had a ton of people at it. But we're also offering online webinars now as well. I really think that's going to help our Northern Michigan folks, because if they can't go to the in-person one on the day that it's happening for some reason, they can still do it online and get their continuing education credits that way.
Why
it's a new option.
Why can't we just, instead of going to the trainings, which I can never make them, and just pay a fee and get our license renewed? Cause I'm constantly, last time I had to drive all the way to Traverse City to take a test. It's the same test all the time. There's nothing hardly ever new in it.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people take the continuing education credits instead.
But to get the 9 points or whatever you need for my certification, you gotta go to how many meetings,
Like
and
at
it's
least
$75 a
Free
meeting.
usually.
So I
Yeah.
got $300 tied up. I might as well take the test.
Yeah, and people do that. I do know that they offer it at Alpena too, at Alpena Community College. So they're a testing center too. Because last time we did a review session there, a lot of people went through the review in Alpena and then they went across the street and took the test.
I just don't understand why it can't be like your driver's license
Oh,
and get it renewed.
yeah, it's the test itself.
Even the fumigation, it's
Oh,
the same way.
I know there's a lot of hoops, but they're MDARD hoops. They're not
Yeah.
extension hoops. We just help people
I
meet
understand.
the stuff, but
But
all the trainings that we offer have to meet the MDARD requirements
Right.
for people to qualify for it.
the only other question I got is, you probably know what it is. Are we gonna get a extension agent again?
An agricultural agent,
Is that what they call them now?
well, yeah, for the folks that,
Educator or whatever?
yeah. We,
I mean, have we had anybody apply? Are we even looking for one?
We don't have one posted at this moment. I am working on another option. As usual, it's always a funding thing, trying to pull together enough funding sources for
Can
it.
we do it regional?
Well, that's what I'm looking at, more of a regional model for our whole district.
It'd be nice to just have someone.
Yeah, I agree. I would also say though, and I probably say this every year, but every agricultural question that comes into the office does get answered.
Oh, yeah.
So it might not be somebody local doing it, it might be from Claire or one of the other offices, but they do get on the phone with an extension educator and get their questions answered. And we do have programs up here, so we had a Hillman, soybean field
Bean
day in September. And we brought a bunch of people from campus up to that, and all the soybean growers got together in a field and got their questions answered and saw a number of field trials. So things still happen, but I agree with you. It would be very nice to have a person up here. We'd be able to do more with
Yeah.
that.
It's always funding though.
Any other questions?
Thank you.
Appreciate the report.
Thank
thank
you.
Thank you.
Motion to file its annual report.
Motion to receive and file.
Support. We have a motion. We have a motion to receive and file the annual report. We need to vote on.
Also move if that's required.
Oh.
Is there a second?
I second.
Okay, we're good.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay. That's a good report.
Yeah.
MCSSA.
That was you, Robin.
Yeah, Julie sent this to me and they need disapprove the payment.
Where is it?
It is the annual dues for MCSSA.
I know you gave me one.
This is something we do.
Michigan County and Social Services Association.
Oh, that ain't it. Oh, it's annual dues.
Yeah,
Michigan County Social Service Association. Okay. But we haven't paid it this year?
Apparently not.
not yet. I think maybe somebody needs to sign this maybe.
So much.
This we got approved payment.
900 and
$909.
Okay, well, she'll see it in the,
909.
when it goes online that it was approved.
Right.
Yeah,
There a motion to approve payment of $909.
I motion they be approved for that for $909.
MCSSA.
Support.
For the MCSSA, we got motion support. Any more discussion? Is this annual? This is annually?
Yes,
Says annual dues on it.
Must be required, eh?
Yep. There.
Any more discussion? Roll call vote, please then.
Joe Levy. Yes. Robert Crook. Yes. Robert Britsky. Robin Hughes.
yes.
Clifford Tellini.
Yes. Carried. Thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah, I'll probably have one of you guys just sign on there, and then I'll add a GL code so I can give that to Nelly and everything's on it.
I have to sign
I
it.
got-
Well, I don't want them grabbing that one in the audit next year and then there's no signature on it.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Sign it.
No, put the signature on there. I'll put the code in there.
It's today.
26. Yeah. My mom's birthday.
No. Next on the agenda, deputy
Excuse me.
clerks. Personnel.
It was brought to our attention by our acting county clerk that he had two people, Piper and Melissa. It was his request to move them to third year. And while Piper has only been here, how long?
I don't know. Since just before August.
And moving them to third year, being.
This time around, she was here previous.
Yeah, and how much time did she have prior to?
I did not look.
So it's his request to move her to the third year pay position and Melissa to the third year pay position. I understand before the meeting, Melissa's tendered her resignation.
Yes,
Is that a done deal?
a done deal. She'd be, last day is the 20th of December.
So we're down a clerk.
Yeah, now we're down to two.
We're down to two people in the clerk, so that's
Mhm.
Gary.
Two and then me.
But that means everybody's picking up double duties off.
We're already picking up because we're
Oh,
already.
it's already
down
triple.
before him.
Yeah.
We were down a or our clerk and then we were down a position.
I know when I was in the previous board, we've done that in the past.
I agree with it.
So with the.
I have a whole question here that gets to a little bit bigger picture. As Jerry is the acting county clerk, could we move Melissa to your chief deputy? Is that what your intention would be if you were clerk?
Melissa already agreed to the other position.
She's gone.
Yeah.
I just found out this morning.
Within the county?
No. No. Another city. No, she already agreed to them. She's gonna stay on to do the last part of the election, which is on the 20th, so that'll be her last day. She's gonna finish up with that.
Would it be an appropriate time to name a chief deputy,
I am the chief deputy.
your acting clerk? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
You know, I'm just trying to
right.
do a workaround.
Needs some experience.
Yeah. I think we need a clerk in there. We need somebody
We
that
need-
has
we need a
experience with elections and experience with all that.
A department head.
Yeah. I'm trying to hold it afloat, but we need somebody in there.
I had a talk with Judge Goth here, but we know what we were told.
It would be up to the board.
Yeah.
To go forward, because you'd have to have a second paying position.
Mhm.
It's kind of a dilemma.
Well, that's the thing. We've been 7 months.
It's been
It's July.
4 months,
on
first week of August.
Everybody's picking up double duties.
and triple duties.
Yes, and it's getting a little bit exhausting and a whole lot confusing and nobody knows where to go for what anymore. And like she said, there's a lot of people that are being trained, it's just being thrown out of, okay, you have to do this, it's not in their job description to do that.
The Piper and Melissa still on board.
No,
Piper's on board, Melissa's done.
She was the one that.
She was at our meeting
Yeah.
yesterday and she's gone now, eh?
Yeah,
How many people have we lost in the last 4 months?
quite a few.
Lost or fired.
One is the other, yeah.
Either way, yeah, I mean, and having these things be filled up and everybody picking up double duties and,
Yeah, my office has got less than a year of experience minus me.
yeah. And that decreases morale too.
Very
So we got Jerry and Piper, that's it right now.
And Nellie.
And
Nellie.
Nellie,
Nellie, she does accounts payable.
accounts payable.
Okay, so we got three.
Three.
And so what are we trying to accomplish today? Just muddle through this?
We've got 3 and no clerks. And no department head.
And people picking up double duties and not getting double pay.
Usually at least 5 in the office.
Oh, really? Besides Darren or besides?
Yeah, when I had Melissa, I was able to hire one more person. We were just holding off on it. Then I'll have to hire 2 people.
So you're looking to hire 2 more for sure?
Well, at least one for
One
sure.
more.
I say 2.
Well, he's got one in the line.
Does the
Well,
board,
Darren was gonna hire another one after we had approval for
Did
that.
he have- Did he have?
He didn't have anybody.
He didn't have it.
Nobody that I know. of.
So now you need 2.
does the board need to authorize this
So
and
then
all this?
you can
Shannon?
post that though, too.
I'll have to post them,
Yeah.
yeah, but I just needed approval to even start the interview
hire
process.
somebody.
Yeah.
You need
Like to make a motion for Jerry to post for
2.
2
employees.
positions in the clerk's department.
I second.
Is this part-time or full-time?
It'll be full
Full-time.
time.
2 full-time.
And I think you ought to write the job descriptions and the postings as what you're looking for. If you're looking for an experienced like level.
Well, we have a job description, a general one for a deputy clerk.
Yep.
Check, maybe Jennifer will want to come back. She was there.
Yeah,
Any discussion on this besides that?
But if we brought her, if she did want to come back, what would her starting pay be? She wouldn't start all over back at one, would she?
That'd be
No.
us, up to personnel.
Yeah.
No.
she left as chief deputy. So,
And a lot of
and I
experience.
took over for that when she left. A lot of experience.
Or
She was
did.
here a short period of time. She came from
She
district
learns
court.
fast though. She's like
She
you.
came back over. Yeah.
She's like you. She learns fast.
Where's she at now?
She's right across the hall in probate.
Poacher.
She really likes it over there.
So we got a motion to post for 2 employees and support.
Supported.
Any more
Yeah.
discussion?
Mm-hmm.
Who made the motion? I'm sorry.
I did.
Okay.
Supported by Betsky,
Yes. Okay, thank you.
signified by.
Roll call.
Clifford Tillani,
Yes.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
All right. Carrie, question is, what are you gonna do about the lone person you got in there?
The lone 2 people.
The lone 2 people.
Right. I think
We don't wanna lose 2 more, I guess.
I think we moved Piper up to a level 3 or 3-year. Kind of against contract and would probably be off probation in January. So starting January 1, she would be level 3. You think that'd be acceptable?
Do I think? Yeah.
I agree with Joe.
What about the other girl?
Nellie.
Oh, is she on probation?
She's already been off probation. She's been here over the amount of time. She doesn't have the previous experience, but
As Piper has.
yeah.
Maybe-
The only thing I'm looking at is I have 2 people now. Where if one of those leave and I get 2 or 3 new people, then that's
That's
3
yeah.
people that are green. And I have I can't train them. I'm in court
Yeah.
I think,
20 some hours a week.
I think you need to raise the other girl too.
That's why I said we need a clerk. Somebody that can be in there and training these people, but I can't do it with my other job.
We're gonna have to sit down with the, we're gonna have to sit down with the judge and talk about what we're gonna do here.
Yeah, we gotta move
But
forward.
right now, we need to know, I think the other girl needs to be retained too.
Yeah,
And I really don't care.
yeah, we've got to protect that office.
If somebody wants to file a grievance, they can
So
file a
moved.
grievance.
Okay, so January,
Mhm.
okay. And then, I guess just need a motion and a second.
Do we have a moment though?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had,
do we have-
I had a motion.
What-
Amend
what
the
was
motion to include
What was your motion regarding elevating Piper to a level, what,
3,
level 3 at
3-year level,
immediately or beginning in January?
January.
Is there support for
I saw it.
that? Okay,
Just her.
No, I would do both.
At the same time,
Yes.
okay. So I'll just look
Well-
to see when her, yeah, good. Let's go through Piper in January, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that, coach?
We're voting on his motion, right? Yeah, have my name been called yet? I don't hear very well.
No, I'm just understanding. if you
I'm
understand
ready.
the
That's why I asked him to clarify.
motion. Any more discussion? Enough desperation. Roll call vote.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robert Crook,
Yes.
Clifford Tillani,
Yes.
Robert Ritzky,
Yes,
Robin Hughes.
Yes.
Carried. Okay. Sheriff's Department, Sheriff Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Joey,
are you awake yet?
I'm awake, I love it.
you don't like being called Joey.
So I gave all you guys a piece of paper, last month just shy of a month, the Tractor Supply up there called us up, they had a law enforcement first responder appreciation day. They had some food stuff and stuff. They donated $500 to our department.
All right.
Department for appreciation for taking the call, sitting up there. I gave it over to the treasurer's office. They put it in general fund. But as we know, in order for me to use it at my department, it's gotta be a board order what to do with that. I'm requesting that it gets put into office supply in our department, line item 101-301-730. And I wrote the check number on there for you, if you have the check number also for $500. But I need a board approval, so it's in the minutes, so it's official that it gets put in that account.
All right, I'll make,
Don't receive money into an expense line. So it would take a budget amendment. To increase your expense.
For the office, yep.
you need to amend it to what line, for this line item?
Yeah, to increase,
That,
I'll do this as a motion, to increase the office supply line budget 101-301-730. To amend it, to increase by $500 to reflect the increase in funds as a donation.
Okay.
Second. Very good, bro.
Any more discussion?
Nope.
That's as an amendment
Very nice.
to that line item?
Yep.
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote. Robert Crook.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
yes.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Clifford Tolini.
Yes. Okay, committee reports. What were we gonna do in finance? Oh, our last meeting.
Okay, at our last meeting, motion was made by myself and seconded by Commissioner Hughes to approve the 2024 budget amendments with a net increase of 199,000. A roll call vote was taken. I make a motion that we rescind this previous motion
Son.
for budget amendments from 2024 and
Just rescind it. first.
just rescind it
Make a new one. I'll second. Go ahead.
to rescind that.
Motion to rescind we have.
That's probably a roll call.
Any discussion? That's what we're doing. Roll call then.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Clifford Tolini.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Now I can make.
I therefore make a motion that we approve budget amendments for the 2025-26 budget year. With a net increase of $199,000. For the recommendations and presented materials.
Support. That's to correct the year. It was.
Yeah.
The motion was addressing the wrong fiscal year. Correct. So he couldn't make the changes. Any more discussion then? Roll call vote that motion.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Robert Britsky.
Yes.
Robin Hughes.
Yeah.
Clifford Tolini.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
I'm gonna tell Phoebe to go ahead and get done. Public health and safety.
That would be our group here, we met with Sheriff Brubaker Tuesday morning. And Joe, I gotta tell you how much I appreciate written report, makes my job a lot easier. Plus you have a tremendous ability to communicate. You mastered the English language, and it's easy to understand you. But anyway, to wit, they received the school resource officer Ford truck and will be outfitted within the next few weeks. They're very happy with that truck, especially Joe. Deputy Leedy and Renee Shemansky have been working on radio updates with Telerad to make communication better. They're working on that. We already dealt with the tractor supply deal. A DOJ grant was submitted by Under Sheriff Welling. The amount of $11,000 for the 14 vests that our sheriff's department and deputies have. We will be responsible for half of that, 5,500. But the red grant will deal with the other 5,500. We appreciate that aid to the county. Currently, there are 28 inmates
That's
incarcerated, but we only have room for 23. So, Joe, we sent 4 of them out. That leaves us with 24. We're still over the max.
26 now.
Oh, shoot, we're legal again.
Okay, now we're over again.
We're over
I
again.
gained a couple last few days.
I asked the
Where
sheriff,
you
what the heck's going on? We got a crime spree? And
No,
he
the
said,
weather getting cold.
"The
Happy
one word
holidays."
is drugs, a lot of drug problems, and so you have to deal with it.
And prosecutor. I mean, their office is charging and we're working good together and it's a team event to work, but it's what you said, the drugs and stuff, yeah.
So you shipping these extras to Alpena again?
We will, well, we got 12 days to adjust the overcrowding again by law, so we'll address it, see if a couple may bond out over the weekend and the next few days, and then, yeah, we'll reship them.
Until then, they're sleeping on the floor?
We got a couple on the floor.
All right.
Do you ever send any to Sheboygan?
We have in the past. Yep, well, it's just Alpena and us have the same medical place.
Yeah.
Contract with the same medical, so it's smoother because same exact everything, transfers.
Just a question.
Yeah.
That's the
That's my
report.
report, Mr. Chairman.
Good. Courthouse and grounds.
Yeah, we met yesterday and, heard about a number of things. I'd say everything was pretty much, routine. The airport activity is up 55% and he's at a loss, but everybody's busy.
I think it's due to, social media.
Social media. The lost power in part of the building, found out it was a fuse. HVAC contracts are being prepared. More mechanical coming to the work on the dampers and the annex, the dampers are mechanical dampers and they're wore out. And it's not as simple as just putting a new motor in them. They'll be gonna
Replace the
here 2
damper.
days, yeah.
The damper motors that drive, well, I guess physically the dampers are sticking too, they're just old, and wore out, so they're gonna replace that. Then it has to be fine tuned.
Yeah.
To operate
Efficient.
properly.
Airport hangar is basically complete. They got a little electrical to finish with December 10th being the final, where they expect final inspection to be done. If you haven't seen it, go up and look at it. It's pretty cool.
Brown color though.
What's that?
Doesn't match.
I'm colorblind, so. 1010's been contacted. If we could get a copy of that contract, and I know that,
We gotta do something about that.
Yeah,
it's coming, so.
Robin asked me, I'm gonna go through.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
The lighthouse is closed up, waiting on Thunder Bay Electric to upgrade the power to the campground. And we adjourned at 9:13.
Are they gonna start that? At 40 Mile Point, right?
Yeah, underground, but they can,
Boring.
yes,
Oh, the ground's still.
They gotta get it done by May 1st, so.
yeah, what they say, 400 feet or something?
Yeah, something like that. And they're gonna plow, Presque Electric's gotta plow it in first, so. It's all good.
Alright.
So then, we've got a while back, right after the ice storm, we had purchased that emergency services or the emergency, manager's building, a Starlink. And it's laying on a desk, so the maintenance department's gonna go install that, so.
Yeah, we approved it last month.
Yeah, it's just not installed, it's just laying there, so, they're gonna set it up, so then,
Mike can do that.
yeah. I
It's
did
simple.
mine at my house.
It's a
not tough.
DIY thing.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. And then in an emergency situation, you can just plug it into a jackery or whatever to get power and be
Alright.
up and running.
You guys they were gonna set up the generator too, weren't they?
Yeah, they wanna put in a switch.
That's cut off. or what do you
Yeah.
call it? Disconnect switch.
Right, so I can plug in for emergency power there.
Anything else? then?
oh, don't forget, the airport this year had 55% more activity than it did last year. I found that kind of impressive.
Yep. We talked about it and
I seen, I was at the road commission meeting, there was like 3 planes flew in.
Yeah,
He said he could get the guys to come back once
right.
you get the hangar. So hopefully we'll pick up the federal funding, the extra 150K.
And for the personnel committee, it's been discussed Well, I'll wait. Personnel committee's coming up next.
Any more? On the courthouse and grounds. Personnel, you covered.
Oh,
some.
wait, the concrete.
Oh, yeah, that got
Yeah.
delayed and they're wondering if they're gonna be able to get it done this year. They had an emergency come up
Is-
and the contractor,
The
Yeah, their
contractor.
truck broke down and they were unable to make it.
Well, the price is the same.
yes,
Yeah,
that's what we
that's-
talked about.
We.
Price is set in stone.
Concrete. The guy broke down, all right.
Yeah.
Ugh. Personnel,
Yeah, we went over most things in personnel, clerks, building and zoning, EMS, emergency services. Gentlemen's here if you have any questions, went over handbook things, went over, a lot of, what do you call it? Benefits,
Yeah,
holidays,
confusion with what my status is and where I fall in to the handbook area. So
Right.
we cleared it up.
good,
Had to help train the new guy.
Yeah, and on the personnel thing, if I didn't lose my train of thought, mileage needs to go up starting January 1st. We're not at the federal level or even close to it.
we could, it has to be done in December. We did it last time.
Yep. It's at 60 cents now. It should go up. Right now, we're at $200 a night on a hotel, 15 for breakfast, 20 for lunch, 25 for dinner, plus a 20% tip. So the per diem allowable. So the long story is that we may address this in December,
December, the first meeting in December,
right?
like we did last time. It doesn't mean that it has to go to 70 cents though. I think the last time we raised it from 55 to 60.
Think we're good, yep. Yeah, it should be 70 now.
And that was brought up with us. 'Cause it
Yeah.
was me and Kiana Dean,
Well, it's brought up by the prosecutor's office.
Mhm.
Sure.
probation one.
We probably ought to adjust that.
It's cheaper to pay the mileage than it is to
By a vehicle.
buy a vehicle.
Absolutely.
But it has to go up for everybody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't understand why we only raised it. I brought that up at the last board too, what the federal rate was, but it only got approved in that 5 cents.
Right. Well, I'm just saying.
And that's 2025 amount, not 2026.
Correct.
2026 is.
So if we can put it on for next meeting,
We could put it on for like the first week meeting in December.
which is next meeting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
We can discuss it then. I mean, we can come to it and once we get a motion, we can
Right.
come to a discussion on what amount
Mhm.
raise it. I don't know about the per diem, though, but. Per
Okay.
diems.
There was a couple other things talked about with EMS. He is a not exempt employee. And comp time, if there are things he's attending, he's not to exceed 60 hours in a 2-week pay period. So if he puts in 62 1 week or excuse me.
32, 28.
32 and 28, as long as it's 60 hours in a pay period. That seemed fine by the personnel
Fine.
committee.
If there's ever another emergency to that gravity where he's got to put in a lot of overtime, then he has to submit his overtime to this board for approval.
Right. And if it's an emergency and it's approved by the emergency committee, which is the executive committee, then you just turn in the invoice it in, give us a call, away we go. It's what happened last time, so. And hopefully there's not another time.
Did probate come to your personnel committee too? No. Alrighty, any questions? Personnel? How about special committee reports?
District Health Forum, when you and I were there, Cliff,
You want to give the,
the two big things that we discussed was getting a 5% agreement with all 4 counties for appropriation increase. Nathan Scott's been elected as appointed to our new environmental health director. Those are 2 big items that came up in the meeting. If you want to add more, you're. feel free
yes,
to
and
do
then
it.
we kind of forced the hand of the board did to move forward with the hiring process. They were dragging along a little too slow, and we've got, to add to that, we've got 9 people applied for the director's job.
Well, I understood only two of them had their credentials.
Only two of them
Right.
qualified state credentials. So we're setting up the interviews tentatively. I gotta get back with Michelle. The executive committee is gonna set up the interviews and we're gonna, Sheboygan County's administrator is gonna sit in on it. And so is Dr. Myers. For December 5th. But I don't know what time.
Right.
So we get somebody in place that has experience to keep this going, because we got a good accountant. She's a phenomenal accountant, and we just need a director there to keep things going and start bringing the money back in.
Okay.
So, yeah, the board was kind of panicking there, but we got it set up, so.
Good.
Anything else I missed?
I think we covered that pretty well, Mr. Chairman.
One case of TB, Dr. Myerson reported,
Read that.
Alpena County, I think.
Elkhorn? Elkhorn.
No, not cattle, human.
Human, oh geez.
It's,
Yeah.
he just tested positive, so.
Emergency manager, do you have?
No, that's with
government official.
other commissioners,
Okay,
other government officials.
couple down yet, couple, sorry.
Is there any more special committee appointments? Back. Let me see if I can find it. I'll give you a quick rundown on the road commission meeting. Airport Road from M 451 to 68. To receive funding, we need to put it in the National Functional Classification. This will make it eligible for future Rural Transportation Program funding, RTF money.
So that's 451 from 23 to where?
Airport Road, 68 to 451.
Oh, gotcha.
It's gonna
gotcha.
become the alternate truck route.
Yeah, the
So,
cutoff, yeah.
The triangle.
Nico will do the follow-up with him on the process. Dave, the superintendent, the process and what he has to do. And it'll be brought to Class A.
Yeah, it'd have to be.
Possible February letting for the bridges. Bridges 8989 and 8981 over Thunder Bay River. Schubert Highway Bridge is done. However, he was seeing issues with water draining on the deck of the bridge. And he called R.S. Scott and they called the contractor, which is the people that bought Boland's, did the paving. And they're gonna come out and remedy the problem, because there should be no water laying on the bridge. The road commission received petitions from Allen Berg, but yet to receive the updated plans for the bypass road. Moving of the road, actually, not a bypass. What else did they talk about? Rogers Township's interested in Seal Cove and Quady Highway too. And white birch off of Birchwood. So they're gonna get a price together for them on cost share. And then you got a problem out there. It's out by Paul's, remember Paul's farm is up in Hawks?
Yeah.
Joder's uncle, he's got the farm. Well, Mertz has the property across the road.
Right.
He's intentionally blocking the drainage ditch there.
Yeah, he complained to the road commission about that in the spring.
Well, he's filling a ditch up right now. It's not affecting the road as of now, but they're trying to stay out of it. We don't need another match between neighbors, so
Right.
there's no issue with 634 highway though, so. And that was it for the road. Oh, another big thing they talked about too, one other thing is that took up a lot of the meeting was they met with their health insurance provider. They provide Blue Cross Blue Shield, Simply Blue. And their premium is gonna go up. Their costs on that's gonna go up 32.25%.
Oh.
This year. Which correlates to another 135 grand just for the health insurance. And they're gonna make a proposal to the workers through the union there on the rate increasing the share that the workers have to pay. But at liberty to say the amount, because they still know they're negotiating, so. Just to let you know, I thought 17%. They got a lot better plan than the county does, though.
Why don't we bring everything together and be like a consortium?
Thought about that. Well, they
The
can,
numbers down, the more.
they do.
people that have it,
but
Find us, them, the city, even go in without Peanut and have a consortium.
they're,
I mean,
they do that, though. They can do that with other road commissions, which are pull a lot more people. And
but if we, all of us who went in and did this, the more numbers we have, the bigger price break that we get.
right, but
in
the
order
fact
to
is,
get a good
every year it goes up, no matter how many people.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, even
Yeah.
with the school, they're in a consortium with all schools in our area, and that drives that cost down.
Right.
I mean, like.
Well, I just reported what they're doing, so,
Okay,
I mean, they talked about it, getting in with the other ones, but. All right, and that's it. Any other special appointments? That covered that. Commissioner's comment, anything on it? Commissioner's mind?
Mr. Chairman, I have what's led to believe that the $1.7 million that was given to us for the county for COVID, because we hadn't designated it properly by
Obligated.
December 31st, 2024, we were dead in the water with that. I was heightened to hear Christie say,
She's mistaken.
is she mistaken? Well, I got all excited when I heard her say, hey, you guys can spend that yet.
She's mistaken. She doesn't have all the information.
And that's just yet to be determined based
Yeah.
upon,
Yet to be determined, and we're hoping and praying that they don't want it. How's that sound?
yeah, accurate.
I didn't want to divulge in it too much because
Yeah,
I took it.
heard that thinking she knew what she was talking about. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
that's all right. Any other comments?
Nope.
Other government officials,
Yep.
you're up
Hello,
first.
hello. Well, it's been 26 days as emergency manager. And I wanted to give you guys,
Tell me you're not resigning.
Not yet.
not today.
Not yet.
Me being
Um,
funny, but it wasn't funny.
I wanted to give you guys a report on what I've been doing.
Right, yeah.
Bob, did you
It's
get one of these?
No.
been definitely very busy and very interesting so far. So, these people, my main goal right from the start was making sure I reached out over the entire county, getting as many township meetings, principals, police, everybody I could. So that's where we're at right here. These are people I've met with, Rogers City Police Chief Jamie Myers, School Resource Officer
Wow.
Matt Beeson and James Leedy, Superintendent Nick Hine and Michelle Wessner, Renee Shemansky, the Sheriff's Clerk, the CEO of Huron National Bank, Eric Nadolski, Rogers City City Manager Bill Heffley, Fire Chief Mike Kroll, Sarah Melching, from the EM now in Montmorency County, Region 7, monthly, managers meeting. Mayor Scott McLennan, Nick Madrinsky, the new Alpena, emergency manager, District 4 Health Department, Rogers City Main Street Manager Kaylee Fessler, Craighouse Township Hall meeting, Alice Township Hall meeting, Akac Township Hall meeting, Rogers City City Council meeting, Onway City Manager Kelly Stockwell, Principal Tanya Langlois from St. John's School here in town. Went down to Crawford County and picked up 2 breaching kits for our sheriff's department. And was able on that same trip, get down to Roscommon and get 15 water barricades that are now stored in the old hangar. Al and I unloaded the trailer. I borrowed the trailer from the county.
He
Thought we
found,
were,
he found room for them then?
yeah, we had room. We
Good.
double stacked a few. They fit really nice together. They're really, really nice barriers. I will be reaching out to everybody in the county. So Potato Festival on the way for July 4th,
Miller's.
Millersburg, here. They're really great. They are very easy to maneuver with 2 people. They lock together really nice. You can fill them with water and they can weigh up to 1,600 pounds if they're all the way full.
And they were free.
And they were 100% free, and the breaching kits, both Homeland Security grants.
What are breaching kits?
Uh,
Bird
kind of a
cage.
one-sided backpack. And then on the back side has a small like splitting maul, 5-pound sledgehammer, but pointed on one end. A pair of very heavy-duty bolt cutters, and then a very medieval, what is that medieval weapon called? Pry bar slash,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got points and dagger. I mean, it's crazy.
So as to get into places, you need to get in.
Break into a door.
Yeah,
Gotta
right
get
through
through a
doors.
wall for through.
They're super heavy duty. They're super nice. I'm sure they would be $700-800 to buy those kits like that. Easy. I mean, they're really nice.
Yeah,
Oh, I know.
he called and told me that few days ago, a week ago.
A week ago, yeah,
I said, absolutely.
yeah,
Why would you turn them down?
yeah. So I just got a hold of Cliff and say, hey, these are opportunities. I wasn't sure the policies. Do I need okay to borrow a county trailer and hook it to my own pickup and go get these? And he said, yeah, no, you're good. So, and then I started the incident command system classes. I've started on the level 1. Sarah sent me a list. She said, you probably, to even get started in this job, there's these 5 you need to have immediately. Not on this list. I talked with Lieutenant DeCastro from the state police. I'll be meeting with him next week. He has a class, a little mini seminar that we'll do together. And then he has to submit paperwork to the state to get Sarah out of it and me into it.
How about
Yeah.
the code red?
Code red is the bill has been paid. I've not seen the receipt for it yet, but I'm quite certain the $9,000 has went out.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. So,
Tim, I noticed that you visited the superintendents for Rogers City and Bozeman. How about Holloway?
They canceled on me. I was leaving here, I had a 9 o'clock with them. Then with Kelly Stockwell at 10, and then to Gaylord, or to Grayling to pick up the breaching kits, and then to Prudentville to pick up the barriers in home. And their student resource officer wasn't available. He got called out on call. He had to leave.
Follow up and try to get.
Yeah, I've already, my schedule's getting full for next week between all the other township meetings, ambulance board, fire, it's just, you can't hit them all. I mean, there's too many with,
Pretty good.
too many to do all in 1 week.
you're gonna you'll find out in this job too, Kelly Stockwell, be a valuable asset for you.
We had an hour meeting together and it went extremely well. She's gonna be great. We talked about one of my main goals, and it's gonna take a month to get to this, is to start locating the resource centers, the warming stations. So if we do have another, and start, so I told her, I said, Kelly, we're gonna be sitting back down within the next month for a much, rather than just a meet and greet and just a kind of a overview. We're gonna be sitting down with some, bigger plans, deciding what already has possibly a generator, showers, 88 toilets,
Just for you.
commercial kitchens would be great, and then hopefully throughout the county, we can find some grants. So in the Posen area, on a way, out in the Huron Beach, Akiak area, obviously here in town, we can have these systems set up so they can have Starlink. They can be, not only my office be a command center, but the resources that need to be able to have internet and power and, in another event like this, it will be there. Which, yeah. go ahead.
St. Paul's and Onaway would be a good warming center. They're, just for your information, they're installing a standby generator too.
That's what Kelly had mentioned, yep.
Yeah, like KFC home.
Plus a cook right there.
Yep.
The whole hall.
Full kitchen.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of place we're looking for, someplace that all we maybe need to do is find a grant for Starlink, and everything else is met.
Reach out to Father Don Guyman, he would be the guy to
Okay,
talk to on it.
Or the Knights.
Knights and the council, church council.
Which-
Wife.
brings me to, and you guys touched on it earlier. We need to get the power changed at the airport, at my office, so that can be a command center. One, yeah, you can plug the Starlink into the Jackery box deal. But you still have no heat, you still don't really have electricity. Well, I mean, if that's gonna be a command post in this style of
You have to have
emergency.
standby system there.
We already own the generator. It's up there on wheels. Al feels like it's big enough. I don't know how many watts it is. I haven't looked at it. He felt like it had enough watts to probably power
Is
the
it the same
building.
generators that we passed out?
No,
No, this is a pole like you hook to a vehicle.
Is it like a 10K,
12,
12K?
So everything's
if it's the
there.
one I'm thinking of. It's 12.
I think everything's, besides, it has this old electrical panel with breakers that are,
So is it gas fired or
yeah,
Okay.
gas.
Mhm.
propane too?
I think it's just.
I think it's,
Gas.
Al just said gasoline. I said, well, we can use airplane gas. And
Yeah,
he
oh,
said, yeah, absolutely. So we basically need to get some bids from Thunder Bay. Apparently they've already looked at it
Mhm.
and they said the plans need to be in place. So, if it's fine for me just to reach out and get some bids to bring to you
Get
guys.
more than one. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Couple.
And to get that ball rolling so we can truly have a good central command center for everybody in another.
That was the plan when we budgeted.
So,
You wanna pass this down to him?
Mhm.
This is the generator data that were all the 32
Okay.
that were passed out.
and that's complete. I don't need-
That's complete.
Okay.
and All the numbers were turned in and we'll be getting the money reimbursement
Okay,
shortly,
great.
72,000.
Any other questions?
No, you covered
All
it.
right, yeah, so I'm just gonna keep plugging away.
Welcome
and
aboard.
Taking classes and meeting people and getting around the county.
Thanks,
Okay.
eh?
All right. Thank
Good
you.
job. Say,
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Hey, I'm gonna be pretty brief. I figured it would be a good idea to give everyone maybe a snapshot of what's going on in the prosecutor's office. How the year's been going, it's kind of a good time to reflect back on it. And also I wanted to say 4-H was in here talking about their programs. My daughter went to the Yakiak Outdoor Center. I think she might be considered a clover bud or whatever, but she really liked it and I appreciate that. So I can speak to the caseload we've had this year. It's been very high. I really was scrambling to try to get some numbers for you guys today, and maybe at the next meeting I can do that. I think it's
Yeah.
interesting to look at that.
that would be.
But I'm quite confident, at least the number of felonies that we've prosecuted this year has been higher than it's been, in quite a while. So I'll try to get that information to you all. And the types of cases we've had have been, a little unusual in terms of their severity. We've had some pretty high-profile cases that have, come across our office and that are still pending and being prosecuted. So it's been a very busy year in terms of the caseload. We touched on it, Joe mentioned the jail is actually at pretty much over maximum capacity. And we've been sending inmates to another county. So I couldn't do any of that with all of my staff and the assistant prosecutor. They're amazing and we've been working hard to make sure we're doing the right thing by the county. In addition to the caseload, there's been a lot of other changes too. We're implementing, since I took office, an online case management system. I think all of the prosecutors' offices pretty much in the state are doing that. You want to be the most effective you can be. That allows you to access case information remotely in a secured, encrypted way, access it in the courtroom. And there's a lot of
ancillary things that are connected with that need to be done still too, in terms of digital evidence, collection, retention, and all of that. So that's another big thing we've been working on, still implementing and moving forward with. Obviously, we have, as you're all aware, we have neglect and abuse cases back into our office now. Those are in full swing. Let's see, what else? Well, I wish I had more for you in terms of numbers and all that, and maybe next time I will, but I just wanted to stop in, give you a quick snapshot, and if anyone has any questions.
I got a question, probably for you too, Mr. Chairman. Jeremiah Buffalo Wirgos, your assistant,
Correct.
used to be the county lawyer for us.
He still is.
Still in that
currently.
capacity.
Yeah.
He still is, but he said he's, he
Because I wanna
need to
be.
find somebody else.
Yeah,
That's why I
way
wanted
back in January, I thought I heard him say that.
That's
Here we
what,
are.
I wanted to know how much of this caseload he's sharing with you.
Yeah, Jeremiah handles the entire misdemeanor docket. He does the neglect and abuse, and then he does do some overlap with certain types of felony cases.
And he still is our attorney for the county, if we need an opinion.
If he can't perform the task, I mean,
Well, we talked about in the past, advertising for a new.
So
county.
Joe, when we talk about short-term rental being looked at by legal,
That would be Jeremiah.
Oh,
is that Jeremiah Buffalo Wirgo?
he's got to.
Okay,
Yep.
and when you have a second reading, Joe's gotta read that whole thing again for us.
If there's any changes, yes, sir.
There'll be some changes, I'm thinking.
Well, we're gonna publish that and then Jeremiah's gonna finish explaining directly how we handle that
How
right
to-
to the end.
May have to public.
Yeah, might have to have a public hearing. But if we publish it, the second reading can be more cursory from from
You were
a,
gasping for air, Joe.
yeah, I was, yeah. I can swim, but that was getting a little deep.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank
You could come back with them numbers then.
Yeah, and I think too, there exists somewhere data on the number of felony cases previous years. I don't know about misdemeanor, but felonies, I'm pretty sure there is data on that.
Mhm.
And I myself am really interested in that, so, yeah, I will try to collect that for you and present it. Absolutely,
Thank you.
and happy Thanksgiving.
Thank
Thank
you. You too.
Just wanted to
Vicky.
share some legislative updates. The Senate Bill 82, the Judicial Protection Act, which is with the judges, is still out there. There's also been House Bill 4397, which kind of ties back to this, which is going to legislators, the governor and lieutenant governor. So we're kind of keeping an eye on those. Continuing to monitor House Bill 5045 and 5046, the sheriff's deed legislation. We're trying to get it solidified that they should record that within 20 days, and if it's not, then the redemption period doesn't start until it's recorded, and also any per diem tied to that.
Is that for evidence?
Well, because you have to give notice to the person that may want to redeem the property.
Right.
And if they're not filing that, there's an affidavit that gives the per diem amount and the amount to redeem. So if they don't know that, it's difficult for them to proceed with redeeming the property. So we're just trying to get a little more fine tuned than what it's been in the past. House Bill 5289 wants to amend the Michigan law on notarial acts by allowing two-way real-time audiovisual technology to notarize documents. This is what we call the Wild West of notarization, which kind of took place during COVID when people couldn't meet face-to-face. It was allowed. But the legislative committee reminded them that there are 32 available e-notary platforms with the Secretary of State website, and the Register of Deeds currently follow MERP standards that have been put in place and feel that this is a step backwards. So we're opposing that legislation, but again, keeping an eye on it. House Bill 4524 is the Marketable Title Act and extends the
sunset of that from September 29th of this year for another 2 years to 2027. And that has to do with if you had restrictions in place, a lot of subdivisions would have done building and use restrictions. And you have to give record notice of that every so often. So they're extending the timeline on that of when you can get that notice reported, otherwise they fall off. House Bill 5152 and 5153 has to do again with foreclosures. I spoke with the Berrien County Register yesterday. She said down in Southwest Michigan, they've got some predatory action going on there where these companies are coming in and recording quitclaim deeds with the people that are being foreclosed on. Notice is not given to any potential buyers. So we're looking at working with the resolution committee to get a resolution for the counties to put in place regarding that. Otherwise, in the office, it's status quo, continue the back index when we're not processing documents, waiting on customers answering phones. We've recently added a couple more months, so we're back into 1978 with our land records that are available on the computer. Any questions?
That's the year you were born.
Thank you.
88.
Thank you.
Just, one thing for I was informed this morning by my undersheriff that one of my employees has been off on medical leave for a long time and will not be returning to work for her doctor's orders. Her name is Michaela Harris. She was a corrections officer. So she will not be returning. We had hired somebody in the meantime when she was off as a, with the understanding that it may not be full-time, but now he'll just stay. So hopefully.
And he's willing to do so.
But yeah, so, but she just said she wanted, but the doctor advised her not. She had a premature born baby really early. And she got that total care with that. And she advised us, called this morning and said, unfortunately, she will not be able to return.
Family first.
Just keep her in for the night. I gotta go to another meeting. I got Optimus that, but same thing, happy Thanksgiving, thanks everybody, and just reach out to everybody that might need it. You never know, they might need a smile. No good to go around angry all the time.
That's
All
right.
right, thank you guys. Have a good Thanksgiving.
Thanks for the advice. I'm angry all the time.
Yeah. He was talking to you.
Was he?
Yeah.
Directed the way
Yeah,
they do.
look at you.
I'm sorry.
All right.
Any other? Val, do you have anything to say?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any correspondence?
Well, correspondence, none? We have any?
Nothing.
Motion for payroll?
Well, we get a motion for payroll. Support,
Roll call.
roll calls.
I'm hurried.
Robin Hughes.
Yes.
Robert Britsky. Robert Toledo.
Yes.
Joe Libby.
Yes.
Robert Crook.
Yes.
Motion
Motion
to
to
adjourn.
adjourn at 10 minute, was it?
11:50.
7:52.
11:50, subject to call the chair.
I gotta go pick up my tractor.
All in favor? Aye. Aye.
When is it?
December 2nd. In Presque.
What meeting?
The quarterly council meeting.
Oh,
MTA, it's at
Presque.
Presque.
They're off.
We're all on.
It's in Presque.
What is?
Which
The MTA,
commissioner-
Michigan
which
Township.
Commissioner, do I have?
Oh. What's the date on that one?
I believe it's December 2nd.
Who's on the MTA? Who do I have on the MTA?
I think it's me.
Is it you?